As always, here is another modification video. If you have a preamp or power amp, make pop noise while turning on or off, you might consider a speaker switch like this one. This is the Neohipo ET30. You can find a lot of YouTube reviews, so I won't go through the functions, but it's really nice. You can see there are 2 meters for left and right, show the output level, and you can also change the color, the brightness. Very nice. However, you might want to consider a modification to make the relay better, not only for reliability, but also might affect sound quality. To open the case is fairly easy. 4 screws, 2 on each side. And then you can see the internal. The first thing you can notice is that there are 2 relays for the amplifier switch and 2 relays for the speaker switch. So you can have 2 amplifier input and 2 output. You can switch between amplifier or you can switch between different speakers. So this will allow us to quiet down the turn on off pop. For instance, you can connect your speaker to the speaker 1, and while you turn on off, put it to 2, which is empty. It won't pop up in your speaker, make the annoying sound, or maybe in some cases could even damage the speaker. And if you look closely, you can see the relay is a 5 amp relay made by Sungo. I think Sungo is a factory in China. 5 amp means you have your signal pass through the first relay, amplifier relay, and then goes to the second relay to your speaker output. So the signal will go through 2 relays, 2 5 amp relays. That limited the current and also the power to the speaker. And further, it might affect the sound quality because the contact resistance and the loop inductance, capacitance, so on and so forth. So I will show you to replace these relays with a better quality and a higher current one here. This is a relay by TE. TE is a Teradyne, which is a very high quality relay. And the rating is 8 amps, max current 15 amps. So this is supposed to be a better replacement to these 5 pan. The dimensions are about the same. It's not as tall, but that's okay. All the pitches of the pins are the same, I checked. I will post the part number so you can find it at the Muser or DigiKey or you prefer. And I have four of them. We will replace these 4 for higher current and potentially better performance, better sound quality. The other part of the switch, in general, they are okay, totally fine. I don't think you need any modification on those things. So let's start. First, we need to remove the board. And you can see the board is tied down by these binding post screws. And the space is relatively small. So you want some right angle kind of wrench. The size is about 7mm, or you can use a 9/32. Either one should work fine. Be careful about these. Remove these two ribbon cables, one on top and the other on the bottom. The bottom one is relatively easier. You basically need to flip the black piece, use your fingernail. And the top one is the tricky one. So there's two, you see the tabs on each side. You need to pull them up. Use your fingernail. You see like this. And then you should be able to remove the cable. This is the board after removal. If you take a closer look, you can see the traces between the amplifier and speaker are quite narrow. Same thing on this side. So the middle two, you can see they're relatively narrow. So I'll add some wires, but it's up to you whether you want to add the thick wires. Really, placement is relatively simple. You just use some solder wick to remove the solder and then pull it up. You should be able to replace the relay. Now you can see I have replaced the original relay with the new Teradyne relay. The original ones were rated 5 amps. The new ones are 8 amps with maximum 18 amps. So it's supposed to be better. Lower contact resistance, higher current. So it will allow you to go through 200 watts or even higher for 4 ohms. On the bottom side, because the 2 groups of relays are for amp and 2 groups for the speakers, and between the 2 groups there's connection on board. You can see it's relatively thin, the connection. On the other side it's even thinner in the middle part. So what I did is I used like this is a 16 gauge wire. Should be much better than the traces on the PCB. Connect the 2 ends of where the PCB goes to. So basically this relay goes to this relay to the midpoint, and this relay goes to this relay to the midpoint. So I just use wire to connect them respectively. So it's the same connection as on the board. I just add more copper to make it a little lower impedance, lower resistance. So this is how I did it. A little bit caution here is that the desoldering of these relays is a little bit tricky. It's not like a normal component because multiple leads, you can see 8 leads on each relay. So you need to prepare some tools, solder suction tools or whatever. And also I hope you are experienced on the soldering process so that you can make it. Otherwise it could be a little bit challenging for beginners.